I just spoke to your boss.
Okay.
It's not okay.
Politicians are some of the most powerful and influential individuals in the world, as they lead their countries through both good and bad situations. But what happens when a politician is forced to face something even more powerful than them? The law? Today, we'll be taking a look at a case where a cop caught a corrupt politician breaking the law. On February 14, 2022, a police officer pulled over congressional candidate Martin Hyde in Sarasota, Florida. When she approached Hyde's vehicle, she found that the politician wasn't exactly in a good mood.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, sir? Officer Baskin, Sarasota Police Department. You're on audio and video recording. The reason for the stop, you were observed going 57 and a 40, and you were on your phone texting while you were doing that. That was at Euclid and Fruitville.
You don't need to point at me, officer.
I'm not pointing at you, I'm pointing in the direction where it was.
I just called the chief, how's that?
Go right ahead, sir. Can I see your license?
Right?
Yes, sir, I do. Can I see your license, registration, insurance, please?
You can do this?
Yes, sir.
While taking out his license, Hyde makes it very clear to the officer that he isn't pleased with her.
I still have a job to do, sir.
Yeah, okay. What's your name?
Officer Baskin, it's going to be on the citation. Can I see your insurance, registration, and your license, please? Sir, can I have your paperwork, please? 7 years, sir. Can I see your registration, please? You're not going to give me your registration, sir.
You arrest me?
I'm asking you if you're going to produce me with your registration.
If Hyde continues to refuse to provide the officer with the documentation she needs to evaluate this situation, he will most likely be placed under arrest and taken to the police station. His overall attitude and the way he's treating the officer isn't doing him any favors either, as she'll most likely be less inclined to let him off easy due to his behavior. Luckily for Hyde, he's smart enough to know that he should just give her his registration rather than continue to cause an issue about it.
Call the supervisor. I just spoke to your boss.
Okay.
It's not okay.
You want your paperwork?
Is it your Russian immigrant status that makes you to people like this?
10-4, 10-6.
Call the supervisor.
14 dispatch, can you have my supervisor respond, please?
Yeah.
Even though she hasn't done anything wrong in this situation, she decides that it'd be easier to call her supervisor than deal with Hyde herself. She has no obligation to ask her supervisor to join them at the scene, as she doesn't have to call him down there just because Hyde said so. But it seems that she knows the situation would work out in a cleaner fashion if her supervisor were there to judge everything for himself.
You don't want your paperwork?
6142, Canadian 51 Great Bell
You
Street.
don't have a warrant.
Sir, you're going to be issued a citation.
Anything you have to say. I'll wait for the supervisor.
You can wait for the supervisor, but I'm going to go through what I need to go through.
No, I'm not interested.
All right, you are going to be issued a
There's
citation.
the registration.
Well, you've been already issued a citation for that.
For what?
For failing to produce your registration. All right, sir, you're going to be issued a citation 57 and a 40 for speeding. Your fine is $256. Information in the back. You're going to have an option to plead guilty, an option to plead not guilty, and an option to take a safe driver's course. If you qualify for the course, it will reduce your fine, and it will reduce your points.
Rather than listen to his insults, the officer spells out the situation clearly for him, so she can issue him his citation and continue on with her job. Hyde's anger continues to increase, though, as he gets fed up with not receiving preferential treatment due to his career from the officer.
If you decide to go ahead and do that, just make sure you do it prior to submission of payment.
You know what he said about you? You want to hear what he said about you?
He could say all he wants about me. I got a job to do, sir.
You know what he said about you?
If you fail to
Had you
complete...
before like this.
Okay.
And he's going to have you again.
And that's fine.
It's not fine. Why do you keep saying it's fine?
Sir,
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and you're being bloody rude to me.
if you decide to go ahead and do the course, just make sure you do it prior to submission of payment, as they do
You think you're winning?
require a certificate
Do
of
you?
completion. If you sign up for it, you must complete it, otherwise they will go ahead and suspend your license. You are going to be issued a citation for texting and driving.
Hyde continues to try and antagonize her, but she makes sure to complete her responsibilities in the manner in which she was trained.
You have 30 days
Why
to
are you
reply.
lying?
Your payment options are on the green form.
Here's a simple question. Why are you lying?
Phone number on the bottom in
When
case
your
you have any
supervisor
questions. When my supervisor comes, I'll wait for him with you if you like me to. Your citations are over here. You can accept them. I will wait, but I will wait in my car. There you go.
Yeah, but you have the bad.
The officer makes the smart decision of removing herself from the situation, while the two of them wait for her supervisor to arrive. Rather than continue to engage in this exchange, adding fuel to the fire, she decides to give both Hyde and herself the chance to cool down before the supervisor enters the scene. Hyde decides to get out of the car and make the situation worse.
Sir, step back into your car or stand on the sidewalk so you don't get hit by a vehicle. It's for your safety. 14 right here. Can I have another unit respond?
61,
Sir, stand over there. It's for my safety and for your safety. Sir? 10-4, the driver being extremely uncooperative. Are you still waiting for a supervisor or are you leaving?
Radio's coming down.
Okay. Very good.
By the way, he's a friend of mine.
I'm sorry?
I'm aware of that situation.
Okay.
I'm on my way over there. You know Pat Robertson, right?
Yes, I do, sir.
Why are you doing this?
Because I have a job to do, sir.
Oh, my God.
Nobody's above the law.
No one's above the law. You have to have some degree of respect for law-abiding.
That degree of respect started the moment I walked up to your car, sir.
No. You knew exactly what you were doing and you made a mistake.
The footage of the officer approaching Hyde's car proves that she has treated him with the same level of respect that any officer would give to a cooperative citizen. But because Hyde feels that she wasn't letting him off the hook because of his political position of power, he believes that she's treated him unfairly. To make her feel like she's made a major mistake, he continues to mention that he's good friends with her superiors, dropping their names nonchalantly as proof. But Hyde's threats towards the officer don't end there.
Feeling you are more than welcome to fight the citations in court.
I'll fight the citation. I'll
Okay.
fight your employment.
Okay. You're more than, you're an influential person.
Very.
You could go ahead and do that.
Yes, I can.
Sarge Frangione is on his way.
Okay.
Speeding 57 and a 40. Texting while driving. Failure to produce his registration when I asked. He told me I could look it up.
Okay. You know who he is?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, you found identified him?
Yes.
It's clear that Hyde's name carries some weight with the police force in Sarasota, as this new officer who just arrived at the scene asks her if she knows who he is. But she's not going to be intimidated by Hyde's status or power, as she is ensuring that he is treated just like any other person would be in this situation. Rather than apologize for the way she's treated Hyde, she stands her ground and holds steadfast in her belief that her supervisor will be completely on her side.
Well, this one is the expired one, but...
Well, it doesn't make it. It'll take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that she pays the price for being disrespectful. And I just want you to witness it, know that, the registration was right there, and she deliberately chose to write the ticket. She came up, she said, the first... Look, there's a video of it, so be quiet. There's a video of what you said.
There is.
And I've got a video of what you said. Right? What she said was, I don't have it. She immediately said, I write your citation. She went right back. She never said anything. She went straight back. I denied the citation. She's straight back, right the I've lived here for 25 years. I've represented your union. I've got no interest in listening to you, young lady.
I was talking to my sergeant. Sergeant, if you don't mind if we could step over the road onto the sidewalk.
Yeah, just a second, officer.
Hyde's inability to be respectful and calm down, especially considering he's had plenty of time to step back and relax for a second, is further proof that he truly believes he is above the law. He thinks that all of his insults and aggression will ultimately result in him getting his way. It's very likely that Hyde suffers from NPD, or narcissistic personality disorder.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why? I mean, of all the people to do it to.
Yeah, I understand, sir. And, I set you, I've been with the negotiations with you, and I understand where you're coming from.
I don't ask for special treatment, but I don't expect to get treated like a punk.
Hyde directly contradicts himself here, insinuating that she should have treated him better due to his status before immediately saying that he doesn't expect special treatment. This delusion he's created for himself that he shouldn't be in this situation is further proof of him having some sort of personality-based mental illness. While this new officer is much less direct with Hyde, most likely due to noticing how on edge the politician is, he makes sure not to take any direct sides. He simply tries to show empathy towards Hyde to try and calm him down, while also waiting for his sergeant to arrive to handle the situation. But no matter how hard either of these officers try to calm him down, he refuses to do so.
Do you need me to go back to the station and dock my camera?
No. He'll review it if he needs to review it. He can stop
because
it.
Sarge was already calling me to do that. He just didn't know that this is who he was.
Oh, okay.
So, but I couldn't leave until somebody was here. So just let me know what you need me to do.
Is Sergeant Frangiani coming on his way here? Is that
Yes.
He is?
Yes, he told me he was.
I just wait for him to get here and then. Well, let me give him a call real quick.
While it's clear to us now that Hyde is in the wrong here, these officers aren't entirely sure what's going on at this point. That's why the original officer asks if she should plug in her body cam back at the station, as they're going to need to review the footage to ensure that she wasn't treating Hyde unfairly, as he claims she was. But now her supervisor is going to discuss the situation with Hyde, and he'll determine who exactly was in the wrong here. Whether or not he chooses correctly is completely up in the air, though.
Hey, Martin. Yeah, I have to leave it on.
All right, so here's the thing. She lied about the cell phone thing.
Okay.
She lied about I don't know, the speed. I could care less. You can give me the ticket all day long. I could care less about that. And then I gave her the registration, and she's registration. It's in the car there somewhere. She goes off, she writes me a ticket, she brings me back a citation. I said, there it is.
Okay.
And she still gives me it.
Okay.
I back you guys left, right, and centre.
I understand that. I do. Trust me, I do know
I
that.
don't expect better treatment, but I don't expect worse treatment. If that's how you treat people, that's unacceptable.
It's difficult to reason with someone who has formed a delusion in their head and is holding steadfast in believing that their delusion is the truth. That's why these officers aren't trying to beat into Hyde's head that he's the problem here. The way that Hyde manages to twist the story to fit his own narrative is rather disturbing, as he takes real events that occurred, but changes them to ensure that it looks like he's the victim here.
Listen, she has a job to do. I'm gonna look at the video. I understand your concerns. I'm gonna look at the video. I notified everybody in the chain of command right now. That's what I was doing. That's why I was not coming here. I thought you were gonna meet me at the station, but it's not a big deal. She's going right now to dock her video. Right now she's going to dock the video. And if there's problems, you will be the first to know.
Well, I know there's problems. The difference is, I'll do something about it.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, I'm going to take your complaint, is what I'm doing. That's the first.
Rather than feed into Hyde's incessant rambling, the sergeant explains the exact situation to him so that Hyde might finally calm down and allow the officers to handle everything themselves.
Write a ticket for no registration when you've got the registration. I mean, as if I get a $150,000 car. I've lived here for 25 years and I don't register a car. Why do that?
I understand what you're saying.
Well, you tell me what the point is.
It's just a state statute that she enforces. She's not the only traffic officer that
Would you
writes.
give a ticket for that?
I really don't leave the office. I understand what you're saying.
I understand you have a video on there, but the fact is, nobody in their right mind would give a ticket for that to me. Nobody.
I understand what you're saying, and you producing it, she probably should have taken that ticket away, but I'm going to find out what exactly occurred.
Because she had a bee in her bonnet because she thought she was on a big power trip. Guess what? She's been there 7 years. She ain't going to make 8.
Hyde practically states here that he believes he should be treated differently because of his job. What he doesn't seem to understand is that the officer was treating him with respect. She gave him multiple chances to take out his registration before deciding to write him a citation, and she never got heated or angry at him, despite the fact that he was hurling insults and complaints at her aggressively. But he's soon going to find that this speech of his was all for nothing.
Word of it. Straight up, talking to me like I'm a piece of get back in your car, which is she's standing, she's got a car door open, and I'm leaning against here talking to someone. Okay? So, in case you get hit by traffic. Just being difficult. Okay? Just being cocky.
I understand. I do understand where you're coming from.
But it isn't. It's a bad interaction.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was.
How difficult is it to come to me and say, you're doing 57, give us your license and your registration? Why get into immediately like that when she knew exactly who she was talking to? If that's how, no wonder you got people shooting people in Newtown if that's how you talk to people.
All right, Martin, I'll talk to you later.
Hyde is completely misconstruing the officer's intentions when asking him to step off the road. He believes she's doing it to be difficult and prove her dominance over him. But ultimately, she's looking out for his safety and the safety of any other citizens that might drive by. If he takes one step backwards or a dangerous driver comes around the corner, He could end up in a critical condition because he was standing in the middle of the road. Not only would that be life-altering for him, but then the Sarasota police would have to explain why they allowed him to stand in the middle of the road during a routine traffic stop. She's being smart by removing him from a position that could be dangerous and asking him to move to a safe spot off the road. But he doesn't want to see it that way, believing she has malicious intentions and that she's out to get him due to him being a public figure in the community. He also makes an insulting jab at the entire police station, referencing the crime that occurs in a neighborhood in Sarasota called Newtown, a predominantly African-American community that is often labeled as the most dangerous part of Sarasota. He mentions this as his final attempt at convincing both the sergeant and himself that he's right, as he's saying that the police station is failing at their jobs, with both this situation and Newtown being proof of that. Hyde released an apology video later, though many have criticized this as he claims that he was just in a bad mood that day and made a long statement about how much he's done for the police department.
I apologize to everybody that's come into contact with it, but I will tell you why I was annoyed. I was annoyed because I spent hundreds of hours working on behalf of local law enforcement here in Sarasota, including getting officers reinstated who've been falsely charged with things. And as a consequence, for the most part, overwhelmingly, the police here treat me with some degree of respect. That doesn't mean I get off with anything. It means that they don't come straight in and tell me that I'm texting when I'm not. So yeah, I was wrong. And if there's a lesson out there for anyone, wait your time, bide your tongue, and wait until another time. But I'm sorry for what I said. I'm sorry for the manner. I'm sorry for any offense. And I don't equivocate on that.
Hyde received widespread criticism for his behavior and was defeated by Vern Buchanan in the Republican primary vote for U.S. House Florida District 16 on August 23, 2022. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.